the scandal, the this, the that. It's also the story of a father's love. And Joe Biden has never and will never give up on his son Hunter, and will never treat him lesser than. And so he is a father first. Take it or leave it.
I mean, yeah, Joe Biden sure does seem to love his son. But that doesn't take away from the damning evidence of bribery and corruption that fills the laptop. We go now to Eric Scheiner with his reaction, director at MRC-TV. Eric, thanks for being back with us. It's great to have you.
Thanks for having me back.
So, Eric, how do they just manage to perpetually spew the most outlandish garbage? I mean, it must be exhausting having to maintain such a high level of constant idiocy over at The View.
Well, you know, they have to play on the emotional story because the facts don't really play out in their favor. So they have to pull on the emotion. It's like the old Incredible Hulk TV series from the 70s. At the end, you had David Banner walking down the trail and the sad piano would come in. It was so pulling on the heartstrings. That's what I hear when I hear Ana Navarro speak. You know, she doesn't want to talk about the father and son bonding alleged in the whistleblower complaint over WhatsApp with, hey, dad's sitting right next to me, China, so you better send over some money or you're going to be in trouble. That father and son bonding, not when she wants to talk about. How about the love, you know, a father has letting his son crash at his place while he has, you know, classified documents hanging out in the garage? No, those aren't the facts she wants to discuss. It's really about a father standing close. It's almost, I can almost hear a Lifetime movie coming. Tonight on Lifetime, a very special drama. A father who loves his son so much he massages the Department of Justice to get his sweetheart deal. It's the story of love. That's the emotion that they're playing upon because they want to avoid the real facts here.
I think you're spot on. The Lifetime comparison is too good. Well, while we're talking about the hags on The View, Whoopi Goldberg recently said evangelicals should, quote, wake up and realize that God may not be on their side. Now, she said this in response to Trump's speech at the Faith and Freedom Coalition convention after he stated he's enduring the indictment for We the People, which I think any person with a brain would understand and respect. But of course, the hosts on The View are instead outraged that evangelicals still support Trump. I mean, is this surprising to you, Eric?
No, not at all. In fact, to finish her quote, she said, you know, about these evangelicals, you know, I don't know who these folks are that, you know, still applauded Trump. I bet she was truthful. In fact, that fact, I don't think she knows any Republicans. She probably doesn't know any Republicans that support Trump. The question really is for Whoopi, it's not what side God is on, it's are you on God's side? And Whoopi always seems to make the argument that, you know, the people that want to have abortion unlimited with no restraints, you know, those are the people that she supports. So, you know, this is just kind of a typical twist that you see from The View.
Yeah, I think we actually have a clip from her. I want to play that. Let's go ahead and roll that tape. We'll come right back to you.
We can all have differences of opinions, but the facts remain the same. And he did these things. So it's almost like they were going la 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 like little kids, and they're still going to vote for him because if you look at the polls, 51% of Republicans say that they're going to vote for Donald Trump. And I think it was something like in the 80%, and you could tell me in my ear if I'm wrong, of evangelicals will.
It's simply, you know, the evangelicals are not the evangelicals of my youth.
Yeah.
I've always known evangelicals.
Same.
And while we have different roads to God, they're, you know, basically the same roads, but I don't know who these folks are.
Remember,
and you know, the thing about evangelicals that we all have to remember is that they're human beings.
Yes.
They're people and they're flawed like all of us. So, you know, when they wake up and realize that God may not be on their side the way they think they are. He is because someone who says I'm doing this for you sounds an awful lot like, you know,
the great JC.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that Sonny has the audacity to say all of that in a cross necklace. I mean, come on.
We all have differences of opinion, but the facts remain the same. Well, unless we're talking about Hunter Biden, then it's black or white. It's about a father's love and ignore everything else. You know, basically, they twist their arguments to whatever they specifically want to push with their agenda. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Oh, well, you know, we have to remember evangelicals are people and they're flawed. But Whoopi's not,
right?
I guess, and she gets to make the judgment. That seems a little strange.
Sorry, Whoopi, but you're not God. I hate to break it to you. According to The View, Trump is just so horrific and so vile and so racist. In their eyes, it only makes sense for evangelicals to support these people instead. These are literally the people they want us to support. Let's roll clip.
Hello, my name is Admiral Rachel Levine. and I have the honor of being the Assistant Secretary for Health at the United States Department of Health and Human Services. Happy Pride. Happy Pride Month, and actually, let's declare it a summer of pride. Happy Summer of Pride.
Okay, so now Richard Levine is just scrapping Pride Month and making it Pride Summer. You know, at this rate, why not just make it Pride Year, Pride Century, right?
Well, after we all got all religious with Whoopi, you got to think about the Bible and think pride comes before something, doesn't it?
Yes.
And Richard wants a whole lot of it. Look, Richard's clueless here. You know, he's suffering from gender dysphoria, which is a mental mental illness, according to the American Psychiatry Association.
Yes.
So, Psychiatric Association. So, but you know, that seems to be having a mental illness or having some kind of problems with your mental ability seems to be kind of a hallmark of the Biden administration. So not surprising there. Look, I don't care about this summer. In the next week, it's the 4th of July. There's one flag that all Americans can unite under, and it's not the one that I think Richard's pushing.
Amen to that. I mean, before we know it, these delusional Democrats are going to start dedicating an entire month to these mentally ill people who now identify as animals. Yes, this is happening. Take a look. Looks like a bunch of Redditors finally escaped their parents' basements. But seriously, I find this to be rather sad because these costumes are actually targeting innocent kids who have zero clue behind the actual meaning of this furry phenomenon. And this was at a recent all-ages pride parade that actually took place up in Toronto, which, I mean, I don't know if you saw the other footage from that, but it was crazy. They literally tell you they're coming for the kids now.
Yeah, that was the chant in New York,
Yeah.
and at New York City's Pride Parade is we're coming for your children. And yeah, you do have to wonder, you're wearing furry costumes, you have all these colors, you know, kids are naturally attracted to bright colors and costumes, and you wonder if that's the audience that they really want to be getting to. And what's up with the pride? You got to be so proud to hide your face behind a mask while running around in your underwear. That seems a little strange.
Yeah.
I don't know how proud you are if you got to go about it that way, but yeah, it seems just a little wrong, just maybe just a bit.
Just a little. Well, Eric, in other news, Netflix is currently experiencing a resurgence as a dominant player in the entertainment industry, while legacy media companies like Disney, Warner Brothers, and Paramount continue to struggle. Eric, any speculation as to why we are now seeing this?
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons. First of all, there's the go woke, go broke, and we've seen with Disney, I mean, they're reporting losses of 890 million, 890 billion, something like that they've lost over their last couple of films. I think when you give people a choice, they decide to go elsewhere. Plus, you have the strikes that are going on in Hollywood. Right now, Netflix is the only thing that really is producing any new content because they have deals with foreign production companies, so at least there's something new coming up there. But I think you combine the two. What's really scary is some insiders are saying, well, the legacy media will probably make a comeback during the presidential elections. And that probably brings me back to the Lifetime movie I mentioned earlier. It may have already been greenlit. I think I got a message over there. My phone's beeping.